Alright, paella tutorial. First thing we need to determine how much rice we want. Well, actually, first thing we need to use a short grain rice. Like this one. Wait, cut. You might not have enough rice. So we need a short grain rice. This is a special for paella, but any short grain rice will do. Okay, cut. So we've got our stock cubes here for this stock, and I like to cut them up. And Dan says this is common knowledge, but I just think it helps dissolve a bit better. And then what I like to do is I like to get my pot heating up a bit on 8, and then I like to put it in just so it toasts a little bit. I feel like it brings out the fragrance in the stock a little bit if it's heating up. Sometimes I might even put a drop of oil. Yeah? Well, can you record me? Wait. So sometimes I even like to put in a drop of oil, but the point is that this gets a little bit heated up, so it starts toasting a little bit. The way you toast spices, when you toast them to release sort of the essence of it. But we've got the water boiling, so this will be here for 2 minutes, 45 seconds even, just to get stimulated. You can even smell it, Danny, can you smell it? Exactly, because it's getting a bit toasty. And then we're gonna go in with the stock. All right, cut. With the water. So here we are with the last of our stock is going in. So now we just want this to simmer for as long as you want to do this first because you want it to just simmer. You want the flavors to get to know each other for as long as it takes. So make sure to give it a good mix. Put a lid on it so it doesn't evaporate too much, and then you'll be all right. So and then we'll do all the other stuff. So now why this particular amount of right? So short grain rice emits more water than long grain rice. So long grain rice is usually 1 cup of rice equals 2 cups of water. Short grain rice is 1 cup of rice equals 2.5 cups of water. But we've done 2.5 here, but some is going to evaporate because we want slightly less than 2.5. Because the paella, you want it to dry out a little bit so that it creates that socarrat at the bottom. We'll see a socarrat later, but if it has slightly less water, the rice will be a tiny bit more al dente, and you'll get that nice lovely crust on the bottom as all the fat sinks in. There's less water to emulsify it, and it just creates this lovely crust. So that's why we want to go for 2.5, but let them evaporate, which by the end, when you put it into the paella, will be like 2.3, 2.25, and that's the perfect amount that you want. Welcome to my beautiful outside kitchen here in lovely Somersagua. As you can see, we've set the paella pan outside and we've got it absolutely raring hot. Now we've prepared the ingredients. We have the rice, runner beans. You want to cut them nice and thick because we're going to really put them through their paces in this pan. So you really want something big enough to be able to hold the amount of heat we're going to throw at it. Chicken, I recommend chicken thighs. You really want a dark meat because it's going to dry out, because we're going to cook the chicken and then we're going to stew the chicken in the paella juice. You've got your onions, you've got your bell peppers, you've got your tomato for the sofrito later, and you've got a bit of paprika. Some people don't like paprika, some people do. I'm in the middle, just a little bit. All right, so as it's heating up, we want to put a generous amount of oil. This is really it's really a absolutely disgusting way of cooking. You just want all the heat, you want it to burn, you want it to crisp, because you want to lay down all that fond on the ground, which then we're going to lift up with the stock. So let's hit it with a generous amount of good Spanish olive oil. That'll do. We're just going to wait till it's nice and hot, and we're going to put in our ingredients. Okay, cut. Right, so we hit it with a bit of salt so it doesn't splatter too much, and now we're going to go in with the runner beans. Ah, fuck! And I know what you're thinking. Runner beans, you're meant to put the onions in first because it's an aromatic. Yeah, well, I've tried that, and I found that the onions will just burn, okay? So we need to do the runner beans first because they have the most tolerance to heat, and then we're going to put in the aromatic onions with the chicken after. And the special ingredient, Daniel's cock. Look at those lovely blisters. It's really burning. And now I think is the time to put in the onion and the chicken. We do have a lot of chicken. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a little well in the middle. So you can see there's some like burnt bits. This is actually yummy. And we're going to go in with the onion just for a moment. Just for it to hit initially and just release some of its juices. And we're going to make a sub well. I'm going to hit it with all of this chicken. My word. All right. Oh, look at that. Yummy. And so now we're strapping for another half an hour. Okay, that's so much chicken. Okay. We overdid it. Cheers, by the way. Radler. So, we've left this for quite a while. Probably a little bit longer than it should have been because someone wanted to play with his drone instead of recording me doing my vlogging. But there's lots of come in here. You can see there's lots of sticky bits, lots of nice burnt sticky bits, which is exactly what you want. But now it's time for the sofrito part. So I like to do another well, and I like to hit it with the pepper. And now this pepper could be better cut, but the slap chop was a bit shit, wasn't it, Ben?
It was.
But let's go in with the bell pepper. Now we're just gonna leave this, mix this up. We're just gonna leave this for like 2 minutes. Okay, cut. This has been in there for a few minutes. Now we're getting to the real critical part of the cooking. So we're gonna hit it with some paprika. This is spicy. Maybe sweet's better. Doesn't matter. We're gonna do a little well. We're gonna put it in like that. Not too much, just that much. And we're gonna let it toast. You see how the colour's changing? We're just letting it toast. And then we go bang, and mix it all up like that. Bang, good. And then we're gonna create another well. Once it's all mixed up, we're gonna create another well. And we're gonna do the same with a tomato. Freshly grated tomato. Smattery. Okay, go bang. Again, wait for it. We're just a couple seconds. Why is it losing heat? Am I tripping? Okay, whatever. Come on. And now we're gonna mix it all through again. Okay, now we can now cut. Alright, so now critical moment. The rice is going in. Why do we do the rice in before the stock? Is that the traditional way to do it? I don't think that's the traditional way to do it. But we're doing it because we want the first thing the rice touches to be all that yummy oil, flavour, tomato. Can I get some in the pan, please? And chicken juice that's all there. And so we want to get it like that. And then all we want to do, so the rice can start absorbing whatever it touches instantly. So we want to mix it up, make sure it gets coated in all those flavours. And that's what the first thing it touches. And also allow the rice to toast a little bit, just to add that depth of flavour. Okay, so we want to, it's nice there, but we don't want to mix it up too much because we don't want the starch to release. This is what happens when you mix up rice, it releases the starch, and that's how you get a risotto. And this is not risotto, this is a paella. So anyway, the rice is all nice and coated. We're going to spread it out evenly, and now we're going to go get the stock. The stock's simmering nicely. Oh, it's boiling. Is it boiling? I can't see, my eyes haven't adjusted. It's a bit dark. Okay, no, so we need to put it on power. Because we want the stock to be boiling when it goes into the rice. Let's leave a little bit, just in case. Bosh. All right, now cut it. Start. So we want this to stay in for 20 minutes. 20-minute timer. All right. Now this is the stage, very important. You want to hit it with the coloring, okay? So traditionally it's saffron, isn't it? But well, I'm not going to waste saffron on Daniel. So we can hit it with food coloring. What's the thing? Some people don't like food coloring because it's a processed ingredient. Do you mind, Daniel?
Of course. I don't.
Of course you don't. If you don't like it, you can just add a bit more paprika. It's going to add a lot of taste. Don't add turmeric. Now, oh dear. The whole garden's going to be yellow. I like to put it a lot so it's neon green, neon yellow. And now you mix it in a bit like that. Again, like I said, you don't want to mix too much, but obviously you want this to dilute through. And then at this stage is also the stage where you apply the salt. So the salt, make sure everything's submerged. So salt, I just like to go like this. When I have a pot of salt, I like to do 2 big pinches per quarter. You can always add more salt though. All right, and so now we'll check back in 20 minutes. So it's been here for 20 minutes, it's done. So now we need to turn the heat off and we need to let it rest for 5 minutes, just so everything consolidates. We cooked it with the lid on because there's a lot of wind here. You should probably cook it with the lid off. There's still some juice here. You really don't want any juice. But we've tasted the rice and it tastes nice. So rest for 5 minutes, and then when you eat it, you need to eat it with lemon, okay? And you need to eat it with so much lemon that some smartass at the table says, "Do you want any lemon?" Okay, and I don't care if you don't like it with. I don't care if you don't like lemon. You need to eat it with lemon. What else then? Got it right? Does it go?
Mm-hmm.
So, here we go. Keep rolling. So, little disclaimer for anyone that thinks that this is not a real paella, that I didn't do it the right way. I'm obviously Spanish. Daniel, get my passport. No, but tell them where I live.
El Pozuelo. Somos aguas.
So this is real paella. I don't care what anyone says. And look at that socarrat. No, zoom in. So let's cheers the plates, and then we can put the lemon after. Okay, so now we need lemon now as well. And that's not nearly enough. And I'll let you off without the alioli, but lemon has to be on there. Have it. Okay, we're gonna kiss, okay?